If your cruise on Ruby Princess includes a stop in San Diego, this video is for you. San Diego is one of those ports that looks simple on paper. The ship docks right downtown. You can see the skyline. You can see the waterfront, and it feels like you can just walk off and start exploring. But there are a few important details that can make your day either relaxed and enjoyable or rushed and confusing. Today we're going to walk you through everything you need to know about visiting San Diego on Ruby Princess. Where you dock, what's within walking distance, transportation options, and DIY ideas, and who this port is perfect for. Let's talk about San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego is one of our favorite West Coast ports. It's scenic, it's walkable, it works for just about every cruising style. Today we're going to break it into simple sections. So where Ruby Princess docks, what you can walk to, transportation options, easy half-day plans, shore excursions, and our honest tips to make your day smooth. Let's start with the most important question. Where exactly does Ruby Princess dock in San Diego? Ruby Princess docks at the B Street Cruise Ship Terminal in downtown San Diego, and this location really matters. You are not far from the action. You're not in an industrial shipping yard. You're not waiting for shuttle buses just to reach the ship. In fact, when you step off the ship, you're immediately on the San Diego waterfront promenade. Wide sidewalks, harbor views, palm trees, and the skyline right in front of you. Major attractions like the USS Midway, the Maritime Museum, the Seaport Village are all within easy walking distance. Transportation options are simple. Signage is clear. This is one of the easiest cruise ports in California, especially if you like to explore independently. You step off the gangway and your day just begins.
The views are stunning immediately. You've got palm trees, the USS Midway off to your right, and that beautiful San Diego skyline right in front of you. There's no industrial port feeling here. It feels clean, open, and very walkable. Here's a helpful tip. Before you rush out of the terminal, pause for a minute, look for port staff or information tables near the exit. They often have free maps and can point you toward the trolley, rideshare pickup, or even a great coffee spot nearby. And don't forget, Princess provides a free San Diego port guide, either printed in your cabin or available right in the Princess app. It includes maps, highlights, and transportation tips. The little bit of planning makes your day so much smoother. And we're curious, are you a first-time cruiser stopping in San Diego, or have you been here before? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to know who's new and who's a repeat visitor.
So let's talk about what you can walk to. San Diego is extremely walkable from the cruise terminal. It's within easy walking distance of the USS Midway Museum. It's right there on the waterfront. If you enjoy history, aviation, or just want something unique, this is a major attraction. You're literally walking onto an aircraft carrier. Plan at least 2 or 3 hours if you want the full experience. Right next to that area, you'll see the famous Unconditional Surrender statue. It's a giant World War II sailor and nurse. It's a classic photo stop and easy to grab on your way by. Next, Seaport Village is about 10 to 15 minute flat walk along the water. It's relaxed, scenic, and easily you'll find shops, light bites, coffee stops, beautiful harbor views. The beaches are everywhere, so it's great if you just want to sit and watch the boats. And here's something that people miss. The headquarters in Seaport District. It used to be a police station, and now it's a restaurant and boutique shops. It's quieter than Gaslamp, and it feels more local. This is a perfect place if you want a low-stress port day.
Now, if you want the famous Gaslamp Quarter, that's a bit further, about 20 to 25 minutes. It's a great walk if the weather is nice, but if you have mobility concerns, save your energy and take a quick ride share. It's usually very affordable and only takes a few minutes. The gas lamp is where you'll find those iconic Victorian buildings, rooftop bars, and great lunch spots. The Field Irish Pub, it's definitely more of a lively city vibe compared to the beautiful waterfront. And I want to say this, the waterfront path itself is worth walking, even if you don't have a specific destination. Just strolling along the harbor with the ships, sailboats, and palm trees is a great way to spend a morning. You'll see Navy ships, harbor tours heading out, sometimes even sea lions near the marina. There's a very wide sidewalks. It's mostly flat, and feels very safe and open. This is one of those ports where simple works. You don't have to overplan San Diego. Sometimes the best port day here is just coffee, sunrise, and a beautiful walk along the water.
So if you don't want to walk, you absolutely have options. Rideshare is very easy here. Uber and Lyft pick up right outside the cruise terminal. It's organized, clearly marked, and honestly one of the simplest pickup setups we've seen on at a West Coast port. You're not walking blocks away or guessing where to stand. Most rides within downtown are very affordable, especially heading to the Gaslamp District, Little Italy, or Balboa Park. It's quick and stress-free. You also have the San Diego Trolley. Mm-hmm. There's a stop within walking distance of the cruise terminal, the America Plaza station near Santa Fe Depot. These tickets are inexpensive, and you can buy them at the machines or through the Pronto app on your phone. The trolley can take you to places like Old Town, which is a great stop if you want historic buildings and Mexican restaurants. It's a totally different vibe than the waterfront. It's simple, affordable, and avoids traffic completely. And for the real local experience, check out the Coronado Ferry. Mm-hmm. It leaves from the pier right next to the cruise ship. It's about a 15-minute ride across the bay to Coronado Island. You'll get one of the best views of Ruby Princess from the water and the skyline behind her. Coronado Bridge in the distance, and it only costs a few dollars. Even if you don't spend hours in Coronado, the ferry ride itself is worth it. If you're traveling with mobility concerns, all of these options are easy to access and well marked.
And if you want something really unique, the coaster train can take you north along the coast. Places like Ensenada, Carlsbad, or even Oceanside are beautiful beach towns with a relaxed California vibe. This is a fun option if you've been to San Diego before and want to explore beyond the typical cruise stops. The train ride itself is scenic. You'll see the ocean views along parts of the route, but here's the most important tip. Watch your time carefully. Cruise ships will not wait. Always build in cushion time to get back to the port. We recommend being back into downtown area at least an hour before all aboard.
So let's talk about some simple and realistic plans for your, say, 8-hour port day. Because sometimes cruise videos make you feel like you need to do everything. Well, you don't. San Diego is one of those ports where less can be truly more. Let's take a look at maybe option 1, which is the waterfront loop. Walk to Seaport Village, grab a gelato or a coffee, browse a few shops, watch the street performers, and just stay and enjoy the harbor views. You'll see sailboats, Navy ships, a harbor cruise heading out. You can loop back along the marina side for a slightly different view. The total cost is probably just your snack. Total stress is going to be 0. This is perfect if you want movement without exhaustion. So let's take a look at another option, and that might be Little Italy. Walk about 15 minutes north to India Street. This is one of the best food scenes in the city. Grab an authentic espresso at Cafe Italia, stop to a bakery, or sit outside and people watch. If you're there on a Saturday, there's often farmers markets. The vibe is relaxed, local, and very walkable. You don't need a reservation, just wander. So option 3 might be the Midway and the Maritime Museum. While visiting the USS Midway Museum and Maritime Museums, which features the Star of India, the world's oldest active sailing ship. Both are right at the pier. You can literally see them from the ship. If you're If you're into history or ships, you could easily spend hours here without needing transportation.
That's very cool.
And you're never far from Ruby Princess. This message is for you folks that are over 6 feet tall, like me. Aircraft carriers are not really designed for you.
No.
Watch your head, and you will have to duck a lot.
Yes. And another option is Balboa Park. If you want the crown jewel of San Diego, you're heading to Balboa Park. It's about 2 miles from the ship, which you could walk. It's a steady uphill climb through downtown. For a cruise stop, we recommend a quick 10-minute Uber or Lyft. It usually runs about $10 to $15 and saves your energy for exploring the park itself, which is massive. Balboa Park has gardens, architecture, museums, and the San Diego Zoo, and beautiful walking paths. You could spend an entire day there. We have a full deep dive video linked below that will give you more details before deciding on Balboa Park and the museums. And then another option is Old Town San Diego. If you want history and a totally different vibe, Old Town is a great choice. Think colorful buildings, Mexican restaurants, small shops, live music in the plazas. It's a short trolley ride or ride share away and gives you that early California feel. And then the Liberty Public Market. This is one of our favorite food-focused options. It's indoors, easy to navigate, and has tons of choices. Tacos, seafood, bakery items, craft drinks. If the weather isn't ideal, this is a fantastic backup plan, and honestly, sometimes our favorite port days are the simplest. A walk, a coffee, a view, and then heading back to the ship early to enjoy a quieter afternoon on board. Maybe the pool, maybe a late lunch with no lines. San Diego gives you that flexibility.
Ruby Princess will offer excursions in San Diego. There's bus tours, city highlights, maybe La Jolla or Coronado, or even a guided city views. If you prefer structured plans and guaranteed timing, those are solid options. Transportation is handled, the schedule is managed, and the ship will wait for you, even if it's delayed. That peace of mind can matter to some cruisers. Excursions are also great if you want a deeper context, a guide explaining history, architecture, the local culture, instead of just walking around on your own. And if mobility is a concern, many of the bus-based excursions limit walking and make the day easier physically.
But this is one of those ports where do-it-yourself really works well. It's safe, it's easy, and most major attractions are close together and clearly marked. You can walk to multiple highlights without ever needing transportation. And if you do want transportation, the ride shares and public transit are simple to use. Another benefit of DIY is flexibility. You can linger longer over lunch. You can turn around early if you're tired. You can change your mind midday. The freedom is really nice and pretty unusual on a cruise stop. If you're comfortable exploring independently, you absolutely can here. This is not a confusing or overwhelming port. In San Diego, we often explore on our own.
So always check your all on board time.
Yes.
San Diego is so easy, it can make you feel complacent and relaxed, maybe too relaxed. Here is the warning: do not cut it close. Because everything feels simple, it's easy to think, oh, we got plenty of time. But traffic near the pier can get heavy around 3:30. As locals get off work, Harbor Drive slows way down. Ride shares can take longer than expected. If your ship leaves at 5 p.m., do not step into the pier at 4:59. Build margin. If you're taking a ride share back from Balboa Park or Old Town, give yourself at least 20-minute cushion. If you venture further north, like La Jolla or Encinitas, build even more time. And remember, all aboard is not departure time. That's the time you must be scanned back on the ship. Give yourself breathing room.
And wear comfortable shoes. Even though it's flat, you'll walk more than you think. Sunscreen is also important. Even on cooler days, sun reflects off the water and adds up quickly. Bring a small day bag with water, your ID, and your Princess app handy so you can check port times quickly. And one more tip, keep the ship in sight when possible. That's one of the advantages of this port. You can visually orient yourself easily along the waterfront. San Diego feels easy, and it is. Just don't let easy turn into rushed at the end of the day. Plan a little, pad your timing, and you'll have one of the most relaxed port days of your cruise.
San Diego weather is usually mild, except when we were there, and that's one of the reasons this port is so popular. But layers are your friend. San Diego has what it's called the June gloom.
Yep.
It can be foggy and 60 degrees in the morning, then bright sun, 75 by lunch. You might step off the ship thinking it's chilly and be peeling off layers an hour later. Bring a light jacket or sweater, especially if your cruise is in the winter or early spring. Mornings along the waterfront can be cooler because of the breeze off the bay. And if you're taking the Coronado Ferry or doing anything on the water, the breeze is real and comfort is key.
And if it rains, that's when indoor options are perfect backups. The Liberty Public Market is great because it's covered and easy. Museums in Balboa Park are fantastic rainy day alternatives, and even the USS Midway has plenty of indoor exhibits. Always have a plan B. An umbrella or light rain jacket is important if showers are in the forecast. San Diego rain usually doesn't last all day, except for when we were there. Yep. but when it comes, it can be steady. The good news is, even on cloudy days, this city is still absolutely beautiful.
San Diego is perfect for people who want to choose their own adventure. First-time cruisers who feel nervous about navigating on their own, travelers who prefer easy, low-stress port, anyone who enjoys scenic walking, and people who don't want complicated logistics. It's great for couples who just want a relaxed day. Yeah. No bus schedules, no big tours. You can keep it as simple as you want here.
And here's something we love. You can pop back to the ship for lunch, drop off shopping bags, and take a quick break, and then go back out again. You just can't do that in most ports, as I said before. The ship is right there. You never feel far from it. If you're tired of expensive bus tours and just want a beautiful, safe city to explore at your own pace, you're going to love San Diego. It gives you that freedom, and that's something we value more and more the longer we cruise.
When we visited San Diego on Ruby Princess, here's what we loved the most. It was how simple it felt. Mm-hmm. No chaos, no long bus lines, no confusion. Just step off and enjoy. Yeah. We didn't feel rushed. We didn't feel pressured to maximize every minute. We just really enjoyed the city.
It's a port where you can control the pace. You can make it active or relaxed, food focused or scenic, structured or spontaneous. San Diego reminds us that sometimes the best port days aren't the busiest ones. They're the ones where you feel calm, present, and unhurried. And that's exactly what this stop gave us. San Diego is one of the easiest and most enjoyable West Coast cruise ports. Ruby Princess makes it simple. Whether you walk the waterfront, explore Old Town, visit a museum, or just enjoy a quiet harbor view, you can design a day that fits your travel style.
If this video helped you feel more confident about your San Diego stop, well, that's exactly why we make these guides. Mm-hmm. Cruising should feel exciting, not stressful. Are you planning to do a ship excursion or explore on your own? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your plans. And if you want more port guides like this, make sure you subscribe to Calm Sea Cruise. Until the next time, I'm Pat. This is Kathy. Travel smarter and cruise calmer. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.